Today on Sports Central, we cover a college football bowl preview and prediction on the 2021 Peach Bowl matchup between the Pitt Panthers and the Michigan State Spartans. One of the most intriguing matchups of this 2021 bowl season. You got two of the biggest surprise teams in the nation of this 2021 season going head-to-head. Should make for a good one. We'll be going over a full game preview and prediction on this matchup here today, starting out with your team trends. Pitt beat Wake Forest 45-21 in the ACC Championship. In Pittsburgh, this team is ACC champions. It's been quite a season for the Panthers. They're 11-2 heading into this matchup, currently ranked number 12 in the nation as well. As for Michigan State, beat Penn State 30-27 in the last week of the regular season. They were one of the top teams in the Big Ten in this 2021 season as well. I mean, in the Big Ten East, you had four excellent football teams. You had Michigan, Ohio State, Michigan State, and Penn State. Michigan State did beat Michigan. However, the Wolverines ended up with the best record, and they proceeded on to the Big Ten title game. But overall, Michigan State, this has been a huge surprise team in this 2021 season. Not many people expected Kenneth Walker, for example, to rush for 1,600 yards or Peyton Thorne to be one of the top quarterbacks in the Big Ten. But here we are. Michigan State has had a phenomenal season. Both teams have, honestly. I mean, Pitt especially, Kenny Pickett. It's been quite a year for both these teams. Game will be on Thursday, December 30th, Atlanta, Georgia. 7 p.m. Eastern time is your kickoff. Spread's going Michigan State here by 2.5, but the FPI significantly disagrees here, 62.2% towards Pitt. But I'm not sure that the FPI is taking into consideration that Pitt does not have Kenny Pickett in this game. Unfortunately for Pittsburgh, Kenny Pickett, their MVP pretty much, has declared for the NFL draft. But then again, kind of balances out because Michigan State, they don't have Kenneth Walker, their running back, who's rushed for 1,600 yards on the football season and 18 touchdowns. So, I mean, Kenny Pickett, though, he's a tough blow to this Pittsburgh football team. He's put up 4,300 yards, 42 touchdowns, seven picks on the season. So his touchdown interception ratio is phenomenal, and overall, he's just a very accurate quarterback. He's played excellent in this 2021 season. I mean, he's had some experience with Pitt. He's been with the Panthers for a long time, so this was a huge breakthrough season for him. So definitely looking forward to seeing what his future holds. But over-under is 56, so moderate scoring game is expected. Series history, Michigan State leads at 6-0. So obviously you got the Spartans with a 6-game winning streak. Last game was in 2007, so it's been about 15 years since we last saw these two teams match up. Here's your stat comparison. Pitt's got 43 points per game, 23 points allowed, 350 pass yards a game, 154 rush yards, and then for yards allowed, you got 257 passing, 91 for rushing. So for Pitt here, I mean, this is an offense that is extremely high-powered. That's been the main focus and the main reason why Pitt has won 11 games this season is because of their offense. I mean, their offense has been phenomenal. Kenny Pickett and Jordan Addison, their top receiver, has got nearly 1,500 yards of receiving on the season, 17 touchdowns. And, of course, Kenny Pickett, the star player, 4,300 yards on the season, 42 touchdowns, 7 picks as well. So he's had a great season for Pitt. I mean, this offense in general, 43 points per game is an outstanding stat. So one of the best offenses in the country here with Pitt. And as for Michigan State, 31 points per game, 25 points allowed, 245 passers a game, 185 rush yards, and then for yards allowed, 337 passing, 117 for rushing. So pass defense, that has been the one killer for Michigan State in this football season. If you all saw that Ohio State game back on November 20th, Ohio State just passed all day on Michigan State, and they won the game 56-7. So, I mean, for Pitt here, if you ask me, if Kenny Pickett's playing this game, I mean, Pitt wins this game. I mean, it's as easy as that. I mean, Kenny Pickett and this offense, this receiving core as well, is extremely talented. I'm not sure it's quite to the level of Ohio State with Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, and Jigba, etc. But Pitt here, I mean, it's still an outstanding offense, and I mean, going up against a Michigan State pass defense that's allowed 337 pass yards a game, that is a concern. But I mean, otherwise, I think for Michigan State here, not having to go up against Kenny Pickett could definitely be an advantage. But then again, I mean, if you're looking at Pitt here, their rush defense has been good as well. So I mean, Pitt, if Kenneth Walker, and I mean, Kenneth Walker, he's an outstanding running back. I'd say he's the best in the country of this season, going up against a great rush defense that Pitt has. I mean, Pittsburgh would be the favorite in this game, in my opinion, if Kenny Pickett's playing, but that's, once again, not the case. And Kenneth Walker is also not in this game, so you got to consider that as well. So lots of factors going into this matchup. But looking at some recent matchups, Pitt beat Wake Forest 45-21, beat Syracuse 31-14, beat Virginia by 10, beat North Carolina in overtime 30-23, also beat Duke 54-29. So Pitt has won 5 in a row. This team really found their stride down the stretch. Haven't played too many quality football teams, though. I mean, Wake Forest, that was a huge win. I mean, they kind of proved themselves there. North Carolina's a good football team. Clemson beat them. They lost to Miami and Western Michigan down the stretch. That Western Michigan game looks kind of confusing now, but that was a long time ago, and a lot of things have changed since then. But looking at Michigan State, beat Penn State 30-27, lost to Ohio State 7-56. Still just a brutal loss there. Beat Maryland 40-21, lost to Purdue 29-40. And beat Michigan 37-33. They're the one football team that has beaten Michigan. So the Spartans, they've done. I mean, they know how to play in big games, but obviously, I mean, they can't play. I mean, their pass defense will have to be a lot better in this game than it was in that Ohio State game if they want any chance of winning this one. Some key points: Pitt 11-2. Kenny Pickett declared for the NFL draft, and once again, Kenneth Walker on the Michigan State side as well. So I mean, that just puts a big damper on this game, if you ask me, that we don't get to see all the Kenneth Walker and Kenny Pickett playing this game. I mean, it could have been an incredible matchup, but either way, it's going to still make for a good game, but we just won't see the key impact players there. But for Pitt, they got primarily passing offense, so it'll be very interesting to see how this team is able to deal with not having Pickett, but quality wins include Clemson, North Carolina, and Wake Forest. As for Michigan State, Kenneth Walker declared he will not be in this game. Pass defense is the one main concern for the Spartans. I mean, their defense, the rush defense is okay, but I mean, it's just that pass defense once again. We knew going into that Ohio State game that, I mean, those receivers were going to be an issue, and guess what? They definitely were. So for Michigan State, going up against a great receiving core in Pitt, I mean, once again, it's not quite on the same level as Ohio State, but it's definitely going to be a challenge for the Spartans there. And yeah, either way, I mean, quality wins for Michigan State. They've beaten Miami, who was a top 25 team at the time, beat Michigan, which is the major. That's a signature win, and also beat Penn State. And plus, you could argue that Michigan State does have a stronger schedule because they are in the Big Ten. But then again, their schedule hasn't been terribly difficult. I mean, they've played Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, obviously, but their crossover games into the West, into the West Division, were Purdue. You also got Nebraska as well, and Northwestern. So I mean, your strength of schedule isn't terribly high in Big Ten terms, but it's still a tough schedule. But either way, it should make for a good matchup. Let's get to the prediction here for Pitt and Michigan State. I'm going to go Spartans here. 31-24 is my predicted final score. I think Spartans get the win in the end. It's going to be close. Both teams are very capable of winning this game. Pitt, I mean, the big X factor in this game for me is that Pitt does not have Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett's playing this game. I'm going with Pittsburgh, certainly, because, I mean, we know how Michigan State's pass defense is, and there's a whole lot of other factors too, and Pitt, of course, being on a hot streak is also a big factor in that, but they don't have their quarterback in this situation. And even though Michigan State doesn't have Kenneth Walker, I feel like missing a star quarterback in Kenny Pickett is much more significant than losing a running back. I mean, Peyton Thorne is more than capable of winning this game. He's had a great season, and he's got more experience than Pitt's quarterback that's going to be starting this game. So that being said, probability 55% towards Michigan State, so it's going to be a close game. Both teams are very capable of winning this matchup. Over-under is 56. I'm going to take the under for this game, just barely, and Michigan State to cover as well, the 2.5-point spread. Once again, it's going to be a close one. Spartans, though, I feel like get the win in the end. I just feel like Michigan State in the end. They're an excellent football team, and I feel like their pass defense, even though it's not great, will be able to handle Pitt in the end. But let me know your thoughts and comments below on this game, and I appreciate you guys all watching. As always, stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. I'll see you guys later.